Hello guys, today we are going to talk about the limit value of x to the power x when x tends to 0 from the positive side. Now, uh, let's see what this means. Actually, wait a second. Okay. Now, here, if we directly substitute x equals 0, what happens? We get a form like 0 to the power 0. We get something like 0 to the power 0 form. Now this is, you see, this does not give us any meaning. Now, if you have studied undergraduate level calculus, you'd have already done the limits of a function. There you learn how to find limit values of this kind of forms. We use L'Hopital rule. L'Hopital rule. So let me write it here. Some may pronounce this as L'Hopital's rule. Some pronounce it as L'Hopital's rule. So I would go with the L'Hopital's rule kind of pronunciation. So before using L'Hopital rule, we rearrange the term here. So let's see how we do that. So we can again write this as when x goes to 0 from positive side. When we get a 0 to the power 0 form, we raise this e to the power. We raise this to the power of e. So we write as e to the power ln x to the power x. Now, if you simplify this, you get the same quantity. No problem coming from here to here. Now, then, by using the laws of logarithms, I can write this as e to the power. This x I can take to the front to write this x ln x. Now, okay. Now I try to substitute x. Now, yeah, I plug in x equals 0. What do I get? 0 into ln 0. Wow, okay. When x goes to 0, this x goes to 0. When x goes to 0 from positive side, what happens to ln x? Now you know the ln graph x ln x when x the graph looks something like this, one here. When x goes to 0 from this side, ln x goes to negative infinity, right? Okay. Now that means this part goes to negative infinity and this part goes to 0. We get a 0 into infinity form in the power. So what do we do now? Now there we can see how to, here we can see a way to use L'Hopital rule, but we need to form, if you have studied at your undergraduate levels, we need to make this form into 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity form. So to do that, I can either take x down ln x or take x yes, below ln x or take ln x below x here. So you can use either way. So I'll take the first one. I'll take x under this ln x. So that here I get limit when x tends to 0 to positive side e to the power ln x divided by 1 over x. Now when x tends to 0, ln x goes to minus infinity. 1 over x goes to positive infinity. So we get an infinity over infinity form. Now I can use L'Hopital rule where I well, what do? I differentiate the numerator and the denominator and see where it leads me. Limit when x tends to 0 positive. I differentiate the numerator 1 over x. I differentiate the denominator minus that's 1 over x. Yeah. Okay. Now here I get e to the power minus x. See, what I am writing is correct. Okay. Now when x tends to 0 from positive side, this x will become 0 and minus into 0, 0 e to the power 0. So this will be e to the power 0. And the answer would be e to the power 0 is 1. So that's the general way you handle 0 to the power 0 form. You take the, you raise it to the power of e, and then you handle like something similar to what we have done here. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this simple problem, but it's useful. Good luck.